What's up, my loves? It's your girl Diamond, and I am back with an all new episode of Ladies Who List Atlanta. Let's get into it. So we start off with Kira. She is showing a condo for her friend B Simone, a baby girl. Um, it is a two bed, $548,000 condo, 1,400 square foot. Okay, I'm I'm just gonna say I live in the Inland Empire. I'm Marina Valley, Chino Hills, Rancho. It's just seeing that much of a price for a condo seems extremely high to me. And you are better off with buying you a regular two-bed house that around that same price. Cause I looked online on Zillow and all the condos in the Atlanta area comes up to that or up to 1.2 million, and the monthly cost of that is 10,000. I'm not. No, I can't do that. But they're in the market of the hottest condos in Atlanta. So obviously people do go for those high rise, expensive penthouse apartments, condos, I'll say. Kira and B Simone go way back. They met in 2015. B Simone was doing her hair, and at that time Kira was working at the mattress firm. And it's crazy now from 2015 to now, they both didn't know where their lives would be at this point. It's crazy how life turns, how the people who you meet, you end up being really good, and you ended up you know, creating friendships and also establishing and manifesting. Because now B Simone is a social media influencer. Kira is now a luxury agent who's selling $1 million homes. It's crazy how life works, right? So, originally B Simone's plans was to move with her boyfriend, right? But at that time, while they were searching for a home, they broke up. So she switched up her wanting a home. Let me get something practical on the go that don't require a lot of maintenance, especially because I'm not cutting the grass. I'm not taking out the trash. So let me just get a condo, right? So she loves the unit. She loves the facing windows that shows the scenery, love a view. But then they want to know, where does the sun rise and the sun sets? Where's the north from the south, the east to the west? They were both pretty much lost with all of that. Listen, I'm not a good map person myself, but when it comes to looking on GPS and my map quest on my phone, I'm like, oh, I know where I'm going. So they explore the room. Apparently, the guest bedroom is a little bit bigger than the master, and the closet space is bigger than the master. They walked into the master's closet. To me, it looked high and spacious, but I guess to the other eye, it looked kind of small. Maybe that's just me because I don't have that much space around me. So I'm just kind of looking like I wouldn't be a complaint about that. Because I'm looking at my situation, right? But at the end of the day, I would want more space as much as B Simone wants more space. So she said that closet's too small, that closet's too small. We get to the bathroom, dual size sink, still too small, right? So obviously this isn't doing too good. Obviously the first thing that she wants is open space and open windows. She loves a view. But right now, you're not going to get the first thing of the ground. Like Kira said, you're not going to find everything that your client wants the first time, right? So right now we're going to keep on searching because I will find the home that she wants. Kiana, we're in Kiana's house. Kiana's house is completely gorgeous. I love everything. I love the white and black. She has her last name in like a I don't know what's it called, but it looks like a pottery, but it's a really big last name initial plaque that she has outside of her patio, showcasing her what's that thing called? Her pool. I'm like, come on, have your initials everywhere. I love that. And she has a personal chef. Love it all. Love it, love it, love it. So while she's on live, telling everybody how please stay tuned for more things to come. I've been closing a lot of properties. So keep in tune, you know what I'm saying? It's been a crazy month. She loves the fact that real estate is something that she can control. How she can control how her money can grow and invest and manifest. And how it can promote wealth, and it changed her life. She looks back in her life and how she grew up. She grew up really poor, right? And there were times where they went more than 30 days without lights. And they would get upset with hearing other kids on the playground complaining about what they didn't get in their lunch boxes. On their end, they couldn't afford a lunchbox. So, of course, even though it's not about the money, it's about the rewards, what it led to me having than the money. And of course, since she made it out, she wants to make sure that there is nobody else in her family that will be left out. Her mother doesn't work, but she takes care of her. Her sister works for her. She has nieces and nephews that depend on her. Her other siblings, she takes care of them. So at the process of making sure everybody else is good, she forgets her because she wants to protect her feelings and making sure everybody else is good. But she realizes she has to make time for herself because Kiana is important too. I understand all that. What I want to understand more is like, while you are you the only of your are you the only one in your family that made it out? Granted, I'm not mad that you take care of your family, but what I don't want you to do is be the what's the word I'm trying to find? I'm not trying to say be a fool, but at the same point in time, can't you establish where your family can make for themselves? Like you said, your sister works for you. Where does your brother and your other sister, where do their talents lie? Where you can help them promote wealth, promote a way for them to take care of themselves, because I don't want them to be taking advantage of you in the situation that you're in. You're making a lot of money and you're taking care of them. It does fall on your shoulders when they need a bill that needs to be paid, but they're not working. You're the only one that's working. You're taking care of them. I just don't want you to put up to the place where you're the main one putting all the brunt work, the elbow grease. You're the one scraping, surviving, making sure you guys don't have to worry about being poor again. What are they doing? What are they doing? Your mother, it's automatic. You take care of her. Your sister, she's working for you, so you're paying her a good salary. But the other siblings that you have, what are they doing? Do they work too? Are you helping out from time to time? I just want to know that so you don't look like a fool, that you're the main one doing all the grunt work and your family's reaping the benefits. That's all. That's all. That's all. Because there are too many families that when one family member makes it out, it's pressure put upon them to make sure that everybody else is being taken care of, as if they have been completely without the works or the knowledge to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? That's all I want. So we're introduced to her husband. Her husband Anthony. They've been married for 8 years. They've known each other since they've known each other for 13 years. They were friends first, and it manifested into a loving relationship for marriage. And Anthony is her best friend. She's her husband. She is everything. You know, he's everything to her because he's seen her throughout everything. He's seen her with her hair down, no weave, no makeup, all of her. She can literally let her hair down and be her entire authentic self in front of her husband. And that makes her happy. He loves her throughout it all. I love that too. I love that. So they're talking about Crystal's birthday party that happened this week or past week or something. And Robin was there, of course. There's still tension between them for what happened when Kiana asked Robin, can you hold my contracts for me while I get my brokerage firm off the ground, right? And she just, couldn't believe that my friend, who I thought would have helped me out, wouldn't have charged me. Even though she'd known Kiana, she also used to date Anthony's friends, and he was her friend too. So he thought she would do her a solid. Like, on the sake of me being your friend, I thought she would just do my wife a solid, right? But then he also said maybe it was a business situation. You know what I'm saying? So when she reached out, yeah, when she reached out to Robin, she thought, oh my gosh, we know each other from way back. You used to date one of my husband's friends. I need you to hold my spot, so I can get my license and my agent's license in a temporary holding position for more than 30 days until I get this brokerage off the ground, right? And she never thought that it was going to be hard to ask my friend to help hold something for me. And she wanted to ask me $500 a contract. And since she knew I had 26 contracts at the time, that's an easy 13,000. Was she trying to put her foot on my neck, or was she trying to milk money out of me? So at the same point in time, I am not completely up to the top of top knowledge when it comes to real estate, right? But if you have a friend who is in the same field as you, who does a good job, I don't know why you would want her to not look at it as a business transaction. I don't know why you wouldn't have. Like, it's not saying she's not caring about what you're doing, but at the same point in time, if these listings are potential listings that can sell $1 million homes, you're getting a piece of the pie from selling a home. I'm thinking Robin wants a piece of the pie too. And if 500 was too much for you, for her to ask you, you could have replied back with a conversation by saying, "Okay, girl, I'm not paying you 500. Can you go down to maybe 2, 3, 500? I'm not doing that." It could have been a conversation to negotiate from that point on. You instantly just stopped conversation. You didn't just stop communicating because you heard her charge you, and you kept this angst about you the entire time without having a full understanding of where she was coming from. So then we're talking about the plan that Robin wants to invite everybody, because Crystal brought it up to Kiana because she wanted Kiana to bring up what she don't like about Robin, and she knows that that's where it came from. So of course she's trying to bring us all together, and I don't know if I want to go. Her husband said maybe it's not the right time because you guys haven't fully gotten over this yet. I agree with him. And Kiana agreed too, but she still wants to go. She still wants to go because she wants to ask her, "Why did you charge me?" And so obviously, learning history. Yeah, so at the same point in time, while she is wanting an explanation, she knows that it's not the right time for Robin to invite her to a business proposition if we haven't gotten over this. If you know that, Kiana, you shouldn't have gone, right? But at the same point in time, while knowing that she's gonna tell her no, she wants a collective no. She wants everybody to be on her side when she hears why you shouldn't work with Robin. And I don't like that. I don't like how she wanted that, because I felt like, why are you trying to sway other women apart this great idea off of something that you did not even find you did not even find a concrete decision. You know what I'm saying? You didn't even call Robin the next day to understand where she was coming from. You just kept on with how dare she, and that's where you stood in. Now we're gonna find out how long you stood in that and not have a conversation. And I feel like that's not on Robin, that's on your part. And Robin has had her brokerage longer than her, so of course she's not trying to say she doesn't know what she's doing, but I don't see any agents working under her. So does she not talk to other people? I just want to know, do she need the money? But at the same time, she's gonna go, but she wants to still tell her no. Okay. Kira tells us her backstory. She's from Blakely, Georgia, where it was a population of 5,000 people and the house income was $27,000. The home that she sells is way different than the homes that she grew up in. Her grandmother's home was the only stable home that she lived in because her mom and Kira moved around more than 10 times. Her grandmother had a double wide trailer with a lot of land. And even though she loved where she grew up in, she wanted more. She wanted something more extravagant. And she knew what type of home she wanted to live in. So when she got that opportunity with her and her ex-boyfriend, they have worked hard enough to buy their first home. It was a gorgeous home, a 5,500 square foot home. It was 6 beds, 5 bedrooms, I believe. Oh, it didn't say anything. It just said it was a beautiful home. It had kitchens, it had a basement, anything you can think of for a perfect home. This had it in it. This had it. So she was in Miami for a bachelorette weekend. Her boyfriend was in New York. She received a phone call from a neighbor and a message saying, "Are you home? Let me know when you get this." And she said, "What's up? What's going on?" "First of all, I'm not home. What's going on?" "Your home has been burned down." When she walked up to the home, I immediately broke down for her. Because it was crazy how all the work that her and her boyfriend put into buy this home just literally went up in flames. It is saddening. And she broke down crying. I think she was speaking to her contractor, who told her everything from the first floor they can salvage, but the second floor, nothing can be saved. Like, we're talking about family photos, clothes, everything you can think of. But those things were simple, but you can't get those back, especially family photos. And the bag that she traveled with Miami was the only bag that she had left. The clothes that she had was all that was there to her. And they haven't even been in that home for barely a month, and it's just gone. I wouldn't even know what to do with myself, because my mother is steadfast on having pictures and creating memories, because that's how I grew up. I have mountains and mountains full of photo albums of everything my mother took pictures of. And I'm doing the same thing with my kids because I want to make sure they remember the good times. I remember the good times. And I don't want that, like, it will really hurt my heart if I was to lose all of the family photos or all the family memories that I've had. It will really break my heart. To start all over again, I couldn't do it. So, obviously, after finding out their home broke down, the relationship between her and her boyfriend it didn't stand. It ended just like that. So while she's going through that, losing something so traumatic, she realized you have to pick up the pieces and move forward. Even though the inside is breaking down, the outside has to look like I'm happy. I'm okay. It's gonna be all right. It's good. I have to find a way to be happy in a world full of chaos. Honey, that's everybody's life. I understand how you feel. Tiffany, we see her and her kids. They're playing. Her oldest son, he wants her to take him out driving. She said, first of all, hold on, baby. I know I told you, but I'm busy. Go ask your daddy. Go ask your daddy. So she said managing home life and work life is an entire situation. She felt so much pressure of being everything to everyone, and she forgot how to be herself because she was not only trying to be a good boss, but also trying to be a really good wife. And turns out when she wanted her husband to take the reins of helping her son, he had to take the other kids to other areas. They had other plans. So she's like, fuck, all right, I. So she said earlier this year she went through anxiety and panic attacks. And everybody talks about finding a balance and all of that, but she stopped taking care of herself. She thought of herself as, I don't need it. It's not gonna, I don't matter. Just make sure y'all good. I'm okay, but I'm not okay. You know what I'm saying? And she was worried about everybody else's feelings but hers, and it landed her in a hole that she didn't think she would come out of. And I understand all of that because I would say COVID, having my daughter, the way things are working right now, I am definitely battling depression. And before that, when I was working at my job, I definitely developed anxiety. Every time I would walk to that building, my chest would hurt. I would get an instant headache. I couldn't breathe. It was just this area was sucking all the energy out of me, and I need to break away. And my mother went through the same thing when she was working. She would get panic attacks on the way there, and she would have to stop and breathe. And then when she finally quit, she felt so much relief. I finally quit. I felt so much relief. And she felt like she never wanted to leave the house. She was so afraid that something what would happen to her. But she thanked God that her husband, her family, her mother, and her therapist was there to support her throughout all of it. Her husband quit his job to stay and help her. Her mother helped her drive her to work, helped with the kids. She had a really good support system. And I understand how it feels to have a great support system because you constantly are just battling everything in your brain and you feel like you don't have a way out. There's no light at the end of the tunnel. I completely understand where Tiffany was coming from. So she is helping her son drive the car, right? So she's telling him, do you know how to hands 10 and 2? Did you check your mirrors? Seat belts. You check all your lights. You know what to do. You know how to start it. All right, here we go. So obviously, it's nervous. It's nerve-wracking. She learned to drive in a Scooby-Doo van. That was a big vehicle. Her son's driving an Escalade. That's a big vehicle. So you have to remember, you're in a bigger car that has a big back. You got to make sure that you have enough space between you and anybody else, okay? So, of course, she's panicking as any mother would. She's like my mother who panicked. And just making sure, oh my God, are you paying attention? Are you paying attention? Oh my God, did you see that car? Did you see? For real? And obviously the boy is showing impatience. He said, first of all, you're a new driver. You don't show road rage. You don't know. You don't do it, okay? So learn how to drive. And of course, as a mom, she's pointing things out what he don't see. She's yelling. He says he could be used to it. I'm his mama. I get loud. Okay. Then when they drove around for a little bit, he parked into the driveway. He forgot to put it on park, and the park almost rolled down the driveway. She said, oh my God, boy, what are you doing? I said, I went through that. And my sister is, oh my God. My sister's going to be learning how to drive. She's going to drive my mother insane. I've already been driving, and when I drive, my mother be panicking. I'm like, why are you panicking? Well, because you didn't stop in time. I was pushing on my imaginary brake. I'm like, oh my God, Mom, I'm good. And I've been driving already, and she still panics every time. It's so funny. So, it's the same night or the next night. Tiffany and her husband are celebrating 13 years of marriage, and she invited Tiana and her husband Arnold. And since it's been a tough year for her, she is going to celebrate with the support of her friends. This is my gift to y'all for helping me out of my hole. You know what I'm saying? And showing her appreciation. And apparently it's crazy how they're both in the same industry. Their husbands is in the automotive industry. We got multiple kids. Everything has aligned for us to meet each other and be really good friends. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's crazy how you have to balance everything when it comes to being a mother, a wife. Oh, it's crazy how to balance it all. She has to be super mom. And it's like, I can't do it alone, but she wasn't alone. So we're celebrating her dinner with her friends. They were talking about the upcoming dinner with Robin, right? But when they were at the broker open, Tiana and Tiffany felt the banter between the ladies was a little bit petty, and they're kind of nervous as to what this dinner could bring, you know what I'm saying? And then, of course, with the dinner, she wants to know, why is Tiffany invited? Because I know that Robin closes with Crystal, but I don't know why she would invite me. I don't really know Robin like that, so why would she invite me? Even though there's a competition between Crystal and Tiffany, it's still kind of like, what's up? So then we hear how throughout this competition between Crystal and Tiffany, they've known each other for quite a few years. And one time, when Tiffany was at home after delivering her third baby, she gets the email from Crystal telling her, hey girl, while you're at home with your third baby being a mommy, why don't I just take some clients off your hands and handle some business for you so you don't have to worry about it? Just focus on being a mom, right? Tiffany felt like that wasn't genuine. That wasn't genuine care about, I'm so happy you had your baby. I'm pretty sure she's nice and healthy. Listen, I know you have a lot on your mind. I would like to unload some stuff off you so you can be completely okay, right? She didn't feel like it was a genuine care. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't go through school for all these years to work for somebody. And I understand exactly what she meant. And I felt like, ain't that some shit right there? Crystal, you emailed who you who you believe you're in a competition with. You wanted to reach out to her and have her give you her clients so you can take the credit, you can take the money. Like, that was some shady shit to me. And it reminded me how Kiana thought it was crazy for Robin to ask her for money for her clients, but yeah, this is what Crystal just did. So for me, I'm trying to understand what's so different then. And Crystal initially wanted to take all the credit. She wants to be the main one. She wants to be the one that does all the work, because who's to say that if Tiffany was to agree to that, Crystal wouldn't throw it in her face and throw, well, girl, while you were on maternity leave, I was the one that took all your clients, so you should thank me. Like, it gives me that type of tease that Crystal wants people to kiss her ass. Crystal gives me that energy. She wants people to bow down, kiss her ass. She has a superiority complex because she feels like since she came up, she was raised better, then she should treat people who are beneath her less than. She gives me that tease. And if she did something, which I don't think will ever be the kindness out of her heart, but for a business transaction and I'm the one that's supposed to be doing this anyway. This is all me. I don't think you should get any of these rewards. It should be all me. So she definitely is insecure about sharing the spotlight with other people, but nobody else is fighting for the spotlight except for her. Moving on. So Robin's been in the real estate game for over 20 years. She loves seeing the happiness of her clients' faces when they have been serviced by her. It's the most enjoyable and pleasurable experience, that she loves helping people. And it made me happy to hear her say that. I enjoyed this scene with Robin. She meets her buyer, Frank. He's buying his first property or first condo. And it's weird. And she used the Healy building. So the Healy building is a notorious building that she's sold in for a long time. And she said, I am not the same Robin that landed in Atlanta July 2006. I did this while carrying 2 kids on this journey with me. She wanted some place where nobody knew her. She wanted to start all over. And everybody who sees this Robin now is not the same person as she was when she arrived here. She's done the work, even though there is some of the old Robin living inside of her that's dormant. She's still trying to figure out how to let that go and be a different person. You know, the woman that you're seeing is not the same woman who was 16 and pregnant, went through mental, physical abuse, thinking that the world didn't like her, she didn't deserve it, but she survived. And when they do business with her, like I said, they'll get the most unforgettable experience of their lives. And with what she loves, it loves her back. And I'm like, wow, Robin. Wow. I really felt empathy when she said that, because since she felt like she lived in a world where nobody loved her, she found something that shows her that love back, and that's her love of real estate. That's her love of helping other people find what they want. It shows her how I love that. I do. So they're in the Healy building. She's showing him a studio apartment, $185,000. It's 860 square foot. The client loves it. It showed the view. I saw the Carnival Ferris wheel. And Atlanta is a vibe. And Atlanta is a place where you can have a dream and be successful. She tells him downtown Atlanta is still developing, and you can own this in a few years and sell it and make some money. And this is how you can build wealth without finding a third or second job. So all of her clients are first home buyers, and they use the Healy building as a stepping stone for them to find what they want. If they want to find a family, find a mate, this is where they start. And for the right time, the right location, and the right price, she has over 50 transactions in this building, and this building has over 106 units. So he wants to buy it. She said, I will drop those papers tonight. We got a sale. All right, let's go. Let's go. That was a really nice scene. I enjoyed it. So Tiana is at an award ceremony for real estate association. She won best social media campaign. Of course, being in the industry, you're not really respected as a woman because this is a white male driven industry. So she's very happy with that. And Kira brings up the upcoming of Robin's dinner. What should we expect, right? And she said, I don't know. I mean, Tiffany, I still don't know Robin, but I'm being skeptical. Because I know she closes with Crystal, so why am I going? Why would she want me there? But then Tiffany doesn't know Robin, but she connects her with condos. Tiana says she sells condos. She sells in Atlanta, downtown, which is what not a lot of people like to buy. Kira throws shade against Robin by saying she only sells out of one building, and that building don't even have their own parking lot. But Tiana felt like, well, that's not where she only sells, but we're not doing that. I didn't like that. I didn't like how Kira wanted to shit on Robin's style of selling and basically pointing out she's selling the building don't have their own parking space. You know what, Kira, I'm not doing this with you. Not every apartment building or condo building has their own elevator, has their own doorman, bellman, whatever you want to call it. It's not always all that extravagant glitz and shit, okay? Lots of people just want a simple, nice place that don't have all that fancy amenities, okay? And Tiana was right, because you're not finna shit on what Robin accomplished for the last 20 years. Just because this is what you see her sell doesn't mean she doesn't excel in other areas, okay? And she wasn't finna jump on the bandwagon of talking down on how Robin sells. And I agree, I appreciate that. Then Kira wants to bring up, but not bring up, how they used to follow each other over a year ago, but at the same time, Crystal and Robin unfollowed her. And it was asked by Tiffany and Tiana, do you follow her? You don't follow her no more? I'm not getting into that. Then why bring it up? Why bring it up? Why bring up or throw a nugget that this is a part of your issue with Robin, or you want to create an issue with Robin by saying that Crystal and Robin used to follow you a year ago, but now they unfollowed you. Why? I don't want to bring up, I don't want to talk about it. Then why bring it up? You instantly want to bring up Robin's dinner, and you instantly want to bring up what Robin doesn't sell, what she does, what she really can't sell. And you want to bring up this, Kira? Okay, Kira. I'm not done with you, but okay. So, everybody arrives to the dinner. Everybody's feeling optimistic. A lot of people say they don't know Robin. I went to her, no, I want to get this under control. What's going on? Here we go. So, Robin arrives, and she is feeling some anxiety because when she walks in, she sees these beautiful women. Stunning, fabulous, stylish. Oh my God, here we go. So, first she gives a toast to Crystal for bringing everybody here because this is how she wanted to go. She wanted to make sure everything was put out in place, mapped out to the finest tea, and then everybody comes to the table. So, Robin's idea, which I think Crystal was rushing her in my opinion, but she said, I know that we all have different forms of styles, right? But you guys all work under somebody, right? How about we come up together with a signature series just for us? Like, I'm condos wherever I'm at. We got luxury. We got athletes, entertainers, first home buyers. We could come together and create something for us, all of us. And Tiana was on board because I work with all forms of people, but to have Black women come together for this idea, amazing. I'm down for it, right? One big brokerage, you know what I'm saying? But she is open to suggestions because she knows she can't do this by herself. So before, the door was open for everybody to talk about it, right? But Kiana starts off with talking about, if we're being honest, wow, I've worked with a lot of women. I work with a lot of collaborations. When you are coming together to build a plan, you have to have trust and respect for each other, right? So she's bringing up how she didn't like that Robin came across to charge her for holding her contracts, right? And it changed how she thought Robin was. It changed the light that she saw. And she doesn't know how we can move forward because we haven't talked about it. We haven't said anything. We haven't moved forward. So I'm trying to understand how we can talk about moving forward with this if we're still here, right? So apparently I was right in my first video. I want to know how long you've been holding this issue in without having a conversation. Turns out you've held this in for an entire year without addressing, without calling her up. You've held this in. So since you've held this in, you want to use this moment to come at Robin, right? And apparently, yeah. And Robin said, okay, well, I am sorry. But at that time you asked me and I gave you my price. I was in a mental space where I was completely fucked up and I did not give a shit about anybody else's feelings. Now, the fact that Crystal, no, sorry. I'm sorry that happened, you know what I'm saying? Crystal said, well, I can understand why she would feel this way. I can understand that. She's like, Robin said, Crystal, stop it. And I was with Robin, stop it. So basically saying you've held this in for over a year and you want to talk about this now, right? So I think at that time, Tiffany understood exactly what Robin was coming from because Tiffany just said she went through a mental breakdown as well. And of course, that takes a long time for anybody to come back and really think about what to do, how to do it, because I was in a mental fuck up. I couldn't focus on anything else but me because I'm trying to figure out through my shit. And since I'm trying to figure out through my shit, I can't hold an open space for me to give a shit about you if I can't care about me. I'm trying to fix me right now. You know what I'm saying? But Kiana's going back and forth with saying I came to business with someone who fucked me over, but like she said, I am sorry, but can we get over that now? I mean, considering the fact that you held this in for an entire year, but Robin, Kiana, I think Tiffany said you guys need to have a private conversation. Yes, this needs to be a private conversation for us to have. So that was squashed. Boom. Silent for the time being, right? Moving on. This is when Kira wants to bring up how coincidentally Robin and Crystal unfollowed her at the same time. And Robin said it was the algorithm, I guess, at the same point in time. Kira, why do you care? If I unfollowed you, why? It's not a big deal. But then Kira wants to bring up the ageism of how maybe it's because I'm young, I'm coming in young. People want to hang out with the new kid on the block. And of course, Robin said, young, age where? Look at my body, age where, honey? What you mean? What you mean, honey? I am fabulous. What you mean? See, that ain't nothing wrong with my age, honey. Don't come at me, tread lightly, honey. It's not gonna do that. But at the same time, wow, Kira is trying to tell her how she's feeling. Robin is trying to give her explanation. Crystal is shutting Robin down. She's saying, Robin, stop, let her talk. I'm like, what the fuck? Shut up, Crystal. Shut up, because I feel like you keep on shutting down Robin to give her a chance to speak because you want Kira and Kiana to keep on coming at Robin. You want her to be backed into a corner and you want to be the main savior by saying, no, Robin, no. I got this. No, Robin. No, Crystal. You're irritating and patronizing the fuck out of Robin because you keep on silencing her every time she has a chance to speak. If Kiana's issues already been squashed, Kiana needs to be quiet. If Kira needs a response from Robin, let her speak. Stop trying to shut Robin down because you know what Robin's going to say. She's going to give an explanation in a calmly manner, but you don't want her to explain it. You want her to be irate. You want her to be crazy. You want her to go all this and that so you can be the one to come in and say, I got this, Robin. No. Kira goes on about how, listen, in the day, I've accomplished something. What have you accomplished? She said, I've sold over 150 transactions, baby. In how many years? It doesn't matter. I've worked hard. I've been through the thick of it. Okay, thick of it. Okay, I started in 2012. Well, I graduated in 2012. So, okay. And your point? What's your point? What point you have to prove, Kira? I was like, oh, you graduated in 2012? I graduated in 2011. And the way that my mindset right now, that was some immature young ass shit right there. You're definitely showing your age or the way your brain is aged right now because you're behaving like a child. And Robin says she's acting like a child. I am not about to go back and forth with another woman talking about Instagram. Why are we talking about Instagram? This is so fucking petty and stupid. This is stupid because I got kids her age. I ain't finna argue with a kid. Oh my God, why are we going there? Because she's behaving like a child. Her issue with me is because I unfollowed her. Are you fucking serious? Do we not understand how stupid that sounds? Young minded as fuck. I'm not doing this. I will treat you like a child because you come to me like a child, baby. And first of all, you were invited here, so I would think that you would have more respect of how you want to come at someone. You know what I'm saying? And of course, here go Crystal. I'm not trying to shit on anybody, but I'm glad you brought that up. You know what I'm saying? But Robin said, listen, she ain't a part of my squad. She ain't a part of this shit. You know what I'm saying? And we're talking about unfollow on Instagram. And why does it concern you, Kira? Why are you so upset that Crystal and Kira unfollowed you? Because for once, the issue you have, it's not with Robin, it's with Crystal. Because remember, Crystal approached you at a Kai event and said, don't I know you? But you do know her. Y'all went to dinner. So I would suggest, Kira, you direct that energy towards Crystal. But Crystal knew that energy was coming towards her, but she wanted to go to Robin. She wanted to be the one that was completely in neutral. Switzerland. Nobody has an issue with me, so I'm going to be the one perpetrating everybody else here. I'm going to constantly speak my 2 cents with something I don't know. And also, I'm going to try to place all of that energy on Robin because she's the crazy one. She's the irate one. She's the one that's easily triggered. I'm not. I'm going to be the one that's going to be like, wow, I'm the same one in this shit. And then Crystal goes all the way around to try to calm Robin down. She said, listen, in the day, I'm not mad at Kira. I'm not mad at Kiana. And Crystal, no, you were, Robin. You were so rude to her. Robin said, first of all, this bitch said she'll shit on me. Did you say something then? Go sit down in your green chair. Go sit down. I was still here, Robin. Go sit the fuck down. Go sit down, Crystal. You were getting on my damn nerves. Goodbye. So basically, like I already said that, Robin has to work through the thick of it. We all had to go through our walks of life, honey. We all had to start from the bottom. Just because I'm already here and you're arriving doesn't mean we're not less than. We're still equal to each other, okay? Just my experience trumps yours, okay? Don't need to get upset, all right? I already said all that, and like a child. She said, I am sorry, I'm sorry. What more do you want from me? And then Kiana wants to come back up again and say, I just think it's some bullshit that you want all this from us, but we have not talked about our situation. But that needs to be that needs to be a private conversation. Okay, Kiana, why do you keep bringing it up? If it was already established that we're not going to get it done here, y'all need to be in a private conversation. Why keep bringing it up? For what? For what? Because you didn't like how Robin told you at that time. I was in a mental breakdown and I had to focus on me and did not care about you. You didn't like how you heard, and then she said that yeah, here she is. She said again, she apologizes left and right. But how much more do you want from me? Y'all keep digging and digging and digging and digging. That's the problem with women. Y'all want to let shit go and say, all right, cool, we're going to move forward, right? So she's trying to explain herself. And then Crystal tries to tell Rob to stop robbing your trigger. Stop robbing your trigger. Your trigger. She said, first of all, stop saying that. Stop saying that. She smashed her hand. Stop saying I'm triggered. Stop saying that. You're triggered, Robin. You're triggered. Stop saying that. You want me to show you triggered? I will show your ass triggered. Don't come me with that. Stop. You're not on my fucking team right now, because it's explaining how every time someone wants to say something to me, you want to shut me down. And want everybody else to come at me and have me be put to a corner that I have to lash out and defend myself because you're not letting me get my words out. So here go Crystal. I have never seen Robin act like this. I don't know why she wouldn't calm herself down and explain her words. I don't know where we can go from here. Oh, no. Nope. I hated how Kiana, Kira, and Crystal were making Robin feel in that scene. I was so pissed off. Kiana, like I said, it confirmed that you held this in for an entire year. You've never thought to hit up Robin before the meeting so you can understand how you guys have gone through your issues. You want to wait until now to explain how you felt. And when she told you what she went through, you said, okay, now you're deflecting. She's not deflecting. She's not deflecting. She understands. But at the same time, when it came down to her understanding, she couldn't, because she went through a mental breakdown. Means she could not. Her brain was so fractured and so all over the place, garbled, where she could not find a space of freedom, a light to figure out, I have wronged my friend. Can I fix it? No, because she was focusing on her mental state. Her mental state, Kiana, hers. But since you don't want to understand where Robin was coming from, it made you mad because because she's not understanding where you're coming from. I think Robin is, but at that time she couldn't. And you don't like it. Now you want to keep on going like this. Kira, this stupid ass beef you create in your head is dumb as fuck. You gonna have to get over that shit. And why does it matter? I'm thinking that maybe Robin must have unfollowed you on the sake of Crystal, because the issue that you have with Kira, you gonna fix that shit. Leave me the fuck out of it. So Robin was targeted by default, led on by Crystal. Okay? And Crystal, you are another patronizing, instigating, okay? Because at the same time, I was irritated as hell how you kept on saying you're triggered. Knowing that's a fucking buzzword for her. Stop saying that. Knowing how fragile Robin is. She's still working on herself. And Robin does need to figure out a way to calm down and not get so easily reacted to things. But when you got someone like Crystal who thinks that I'm telling her how she is, the way that she does it is a good thing. No, you're patronizing. You are instigating. You're condescending. You're belittling. And you did all of that with that mischievous grin on your face. Every time when it came down to Crystal, every time it came down to Kira going at Robin, you was smiling. When Kiana kept going at Robin, you was smiling. I don't like that. I don't like that whatsoever. It annoyed the fuck out of me. And everybody needs to know Crystal's true colors at this point, because I don't see how. I really can't. But that's where it ended. Ended right then and there. So next episode, we're going to probably get a breakdown to what happened last night. Because that was crazy. That really irritated me to a point of no return. You know what I'm saying? But that's it, you guys. That's all I have. Please stay tuned for my next video, and I'm going to see you guys later. Bye.